Sometimes kindness comes from the most unexpected hearts. A little boy's tears on a busy street stopped strangers in their tracks. No one imagined who would step forward to help him. A man everyone ignored became the hero no one saw coming. What happened next brought an entire neighborhood to tears. In the heart of a crowded city lived a man named Karim. He was in his late 40s, with tired eyes, a lean frame, and clothes worn thin by time. Every morning he sat on the same street corner near a bakery, not to beg aggressively, but simply to exist, quietly, humbly, and alone. People passed him without a glance. Some turned their faces away. Others walked past as if he were invisible. Karim didn't blame them. Life had taught him not to expect much. Years ago, he had a small carpentry shop and a family, but a tragic accident took his wife and only daughter. Grief swallowed him, and with no one left to support, he let go of everything. His shop closed, his savings vanished, and eventually he ended up on the streets. He wasn't lazy. He wasn't dangerous. He was just a man carrying too much sorrow. Every day he watched families walk by, children laughing, parents rushing, friends chatting over coffee. He never asked for money unless someone approached him. Instead, he survived on leftovers from kind cafe workers or old bread the bakery would hand out at night. Yet, despite his pain, Karim still had a soft heart. He often fed stray cats, picked up trash from the sidewalk, and shared any extra food with other beggars. One afternoon, as the sun dipped low and shadows stretched across the road, the street was bustling with people heading home. Children were returning from school, holding their parents' hands tightly. A little boy named Hamza walked with his mother while clutching his favorite toy, a small brown teddy bear with a red ribbon around its neck. It wasn't just a toy. It was a gift from his late grandfather and his most precious companion. Karim, seated nearby, watched the child skip along the road with innocent joy. He smiled faintly, remembering his own daughter who used to carry a stuffed rabbit everywhere she went. He closed his eyes for a moment, letting the memory warm his broken heart. As Hamza and his mother crossed the street, the crowd thickened. People pushed past one another, rushing to buses, cars, and shops. In the chaos, without noticing, Hamza dropped his teddy bear near the sidewalk. It rolled close to the gutter, unnoticed by everyone, except Karim. He saw it land near his feet, its red ribbon catching a flicker of sunlight. He looked at the toy for a moment, then glanced toward the boy, now far ahead. Karim reached for the teddy bear gently, as though it were something fragile and alive. He turned it over in his hands, brushing away the dust. There was sadness in his eyes, but also a spark of tenderness. He thought, "That child will cry tonight." He stood up slowly, clutching the toy carefully, unsure if he should chase after them. But before he could decide, something unexpected happened. As Karim stood with the teddy bear in his hand, a group of teenagers nearby noticed him. They were hanging around a convenience store, laughing loudly and scrolling on their phones. One of them nudged another and pointed at Karim. "Look, the beggar found a toy," one boy snickered. "Maybe he'll sell it for a sandwich." Another rolled his eyes. "He probably picked it from the trash." "That's what they do." Karim heard their voices but stayed silent. He wasn't surprised. People often assume the worst of him. He gently tucked the bear under his arm and stepped forward. Just then, an older man coming out of a shop accidentally bumped into him. Karim stumbled slightly. The man frowned in disgust. "Watch where you go," he snapped. His eyes fell on the teddy bear. "Stealing from kids now? Shame!" Karim opened his mouth to speak, but the man shook his head, muttering as he walked away. Karim felt a familiar ache in his chest. It wasn't anger, it was something heavier. He had endured hunger, loneliness, and cold nights, but the hardest part was being seen as worthless, a burden, a thief, someone less than human. He turned toward the busy road, searching for the child, but they were nowhere in sight. He walked a little further, hesitating with each step. People glanced at him suspiciously, some whispering, others shaking their heads. A woman selling flowers beside the road eyed the bear in his hands. "That yours?" she asked coldly. Karim spoke softly. "A boy dropped it." "I just want to return." The woman didn't let him finish. "You people always have excuses." He lowered his gaze and walked away, his heart sinking deeper. With each step, he questioned himself. Maybe they won't believe me. Maybe they'll think I stole it. Meanwhile, little Hamza and his mother had reached home. As they entered their apartment, Hamza suddenly froze. His eyes widened with panic. "Mama! Teddy! My Teddy is gone!" His voice cracked with fear. Tears welled up in his eyes. His mother tried to calm him, searching his bag and pockets. "Maybe you left it in the car." "No!" Hamza cried loudly. "I was holding him outside." The child's chest heaved with sobs. That Teddy was his comfort at bedtime, his travel friend, his secret keeper. Losing it felt like losing someone he loved. His mother's heart broke at the sight. "We'll go back and look," she promised, holding him close. They rushed back to the street, scanning the pavement, the curb, every corner. Shopkeepers shook their heads. Commuters hurried past. No one had seen it. Hamza's face grew red from crying. His sobs turned into shaking whispers. "I want Teddy. I want him back." His mother knelt beside him, tears in her own eyes, unsure how to console him. But just a few streets away, Karim was still walking, searching for the child everyone else had already forgotten. As the evening sky turned golden, Karim approached a small park near the bus stop. He looked around, hoping to spot the boy, but no luck. He sat on a bench, the teddy bear resting on his lap. For a moment, he thought of leaving it at a shop or tying it to a tree where the child might return. Then he heard soft crying. Across the street, near a lamppost, he saw the same woman and child from earlier. The boy was wiping his eyes with the back of his hand, his shoulders trembling. His mother held him close, speaking gently but with worry in her voice. Karim stood up immediately. As he stepped forward, people noticed. Some stared. A man whispered to his friend, "Isn't that the beggar from Bakery Street?" A few others stopped to watch, curious and cautious. Karim approached slowly so he wouldn't frighten them. He held the teddy bear carefully, as though it were made of glass. When he reached them, he lowered himself to one knee, to be at the boy's eye level. Hamza looked up, his tearful eyes widening. Karim didn't say a word at first. He simply extended the teddy bear to the child with a gentle smile. The mother covered her mouth in disbelief. Hamza froze, then gasped and grabbed the teddy tightly, hugging it to his chest like it was life itself. "Teddy!" he cried with relief. "Mama, he found him!" The mother's eyes filled with tears, not of sorrow, but gratitude. She knelt beside her son and looked at Karim with a softness no one had shown him in years. You returned it?" she asked, her voice trembling. Karim nodded silently. He dropped it near the sidewalk. I just wanted to make sure he got it back." For a moment, everything around them grew quiet. The people watching felt something shift inside them, guilt, respect, and admiration all at once. The mother stood and said warmly, "Thank you. You don't know what this means to him, to us." Before Karim could step back, Hamza reached out and wrapped his small arms around him in a tight hug. The boy's cheek rested against Karim's worn shirt. Karim stiffened, shocked, but then his eyes softened. He gently placed his hand on the child's back, a memory of his own daughter flickering in his heart. Tears he had buried for years finally welled up. Not from pain, but from something he thought he had lost forever, belonging. The mother stood up quickly and said, "Please wait here." She ran to a nearby cafe and returned with a warm meal packed in a box and a bottle of water. She handed it to Karim with both hands, not as a favor, but with respect. "Eat with us," she said softly. The crowd, moved by what they saw, stepped forward. Some apologized for their assumptions. Others offered clothes, food, and even work opportunities. One shopkeeper said, "I need help in my store. You can start tomorrow if you want." Karim looked around, overwhelmed. For the first time in years, he felt seen, not as a burden, but as a human being, and all because he chose kindness when no one else did. Kindness doesn't come from wealth. It comes from the heart. A small act can rewrite someone's story. The world changes when we choose to see each other with compassion. Today, a beggar became a hero. Tomorrow, kindness could begin with you.